Well, hey guys, happy February 1st. Moving forward, I'm going to change things up a little bit. Normally on the 1st of the month, I do a favorites fails video. I have to be honest with you, that has become increasingly challenging for me to come up with because I do a lot of the same skincare products that are like my holy grails. And while I try out a lot of things, it's not as though the things that I try out are necessarily, oh my gosh, this is amazing versus, oh my gosh, this is absolutely horrible. So instead, I think it's better moving forward to just share with you some reviews of things. That way you see them, you know what they look like, you hear the ingredients, you hear my personal experience using them, my opinion on what they're like, and that way you see more things versus, oh my God, guys, I'm loving petroleum jelly again. All right. Number one, and those of you who watch my vlogs, you'll see a lot of these things in action, but I know a lot of you don't watch the vlog. So number one is a sunscreen that came in the Korean Beauty Advent Calendar, one of the Korean Beauty Advent calendars that I went through. It's the Iunik Centella Calming Daily Sunscreen SPF 50. Now, I've rather been enjoying this. It's very similar overall in terms of how it looks and feels to many other amazing Korean sunscreens. It's hydrating, it's soothing, it doesn't leave a white cast. It's pretty fast absorbing. I would say overall the consistency is a little bit richer. So if you're someone who likes a slightly heavier cream for good, intense moisture, I think you will enjoy this. But that being said, it's definitely not greasy. It doesn't leave your face looking super shiny. And it works really well under makeup. I don't get any pilling of my makeup with this sunscreen. So it has Uvinol A+, Uvinol T150, Tinosorb M, and Polysilicone 15 as the organic, aka chemical, sunscreen active ingredients. So really good broad spectrum protection. And then it has some anti-inflammatory compounds that are soothing, may help ward off oxidative stress. It has niacinamide, which y'all know I love. It's an ingredient that is a B vitamin that's really good for redness, dark spots. It has anti-aging benefits. It's good for skin's moisture barrier. It may help in warding off skin yellowing as it relates to photo damage. And it also is just very soothing if you have irritation-prone skin. As the name implies, it has Centella in it, which is a botanic ingredient. Extracts from that are very anti-inflammatory, soothing, may support barrier recovery. Beta-glucan, super hydrating. Allantoin is very soothing. It has dipotassium glycyrrhizate, which comes from licorice and is also an ingredient that is good for redness, dark spots, is anti-inflammatory, may help soothe eczema-prone skin. Overall, I really don't have anything bad to say about this. Moving on to a product I've been using every single day in my morning skincare routine for the past month, rather enjoying, Isntree Chestnut AHA 8% Clear Essence. So this is an exfoliating liquid with alpha hydroxy acids, specifically glycolic and lactic acid. Now, I have been using this in my morning routine. Lately, I have been doing a moisturizing mask that I just put on first thing in the morning, leave on, and then rinse off. Those of you who watch the vlogs know what I'm talking about. After I rinse that off with just plain water, I pat dry my skin a bit, and to damp skin, I apply just one pump of this, and I kind of paint it on with my finger. It is a liquid. So the alpha hydroxy acids help to exfoliate dry, rough skin texture. They can help hasten the clearance of dark spots. Really good ingredients to consider incorporating into your routine if you have keratosis pilaris on the face. As a matter of fact, I think this is a great product for that condition if you've got it, like on your cheeks. And it's also a good thing for just improving the look of sun damage to perhaps incorporate an alpha hydroxy acid product into your routine. After I apply it in my morning routine, I'll put on a hydrating serum on over it, and of course, sunscreen. You definitely want to be protecting your skin from the sun, as I pointed out in my recent video on mistakes you are making with your glycolic acid skincare. A mistake is not protecting your skin from the sun. Glycolic acid does make your skin a bit more sensitive to UV rays. You are more predisposed to getting a sunburn while you're using glycolic acid. And if you're using it, to improve dark spots, sun damage, the last thing you want to do is make that worse by slacking on your sunscreen. As far as the exfoliating that you get from this, it is not wimpy. On my face, never experienced any irritation with it. I have felt like my skin is a bit smoother. I've been using it on my neck from time to time, and as I pointed out, and I pointed out in my glycolic acid video, you know, neck skin is delicate. It is a lot more prone to irritation with exfoliants, and I definitely did experience a little bit of dryness on the neck when introducing it into my routine on a daily basis to my neck. Also a bit of dryness around my ears, because a little bit got, you know, back here. So it definitely is an exfoliant for sure. But I was able to, you know, get rid of that dryness right away with just moisturizing the neck. And it wasn't really anything that caused me problems. But be conscientious of introducing it slowly. That kind of outcome will vary from person to person quite a bit. In addition to the benefits that I already explained around alpha hydroxy acids, another benefit behind them is that they are hygroscopic, so they may also help in improving the moisture content in your skin so it itself can exfoliate on its own better. It's also got chamomile or rosemary leaf extract, which are anti-inflammatory, and it has madecassoside, which comes from Centella, also an antioxidant that may help ward off oxidative stress that is damaging to lipid membranes. So, you know, when you go out and we are exposed to all of the pollution, especially those of you like myself who live in a city, there's lots of pollution. And then it's got licorice root, anti-inflammatory, good for redness and dark spots, and it also has panthenol, which is moisturizing. I have rather enjoyed this, and I would definitely repurchase it. Like I said in my video on glycolic acid mistakes, not everyone necessarily needs to make glycolic acid a permanent fixture in their routine, and for me personally, I do find that it's the kind of thing where it makes an appearance in my routine when I want to try out a product to review for you guys, or I'm just interested in a product, I want to see how it is. But it's not necessarily something that is a must for me. But that being said, if you are looking to pursue an alpha hydroxy acid, this is a great product overall. I don't have any problem with it. Just follow my tips in my recent video so you don't make any glycolic acid mistakes, and hopefully, you know, that video helps you out. I'll link it down below. All right, the next one I'm a little bit, you know, neutral on so far. It's the Manyo Bifida Biome Complex. This is an ampoule, so it's of a thinner consistency compared to like a moisturizer. I have been using this every night in my nighttime skincare routine throughout January. So when I get out of the shower, you know, I've washed my face or whatever, I get out of the shower, pat dry, but my skin is still damp, I apply a full dropper's worth to my entire face, neck. So this has ferments. Now, ferments in theory enrich for, via the fermentation process, enrich for anti-inflammatory compounds and may also, in some cases, improve the bioavailability of certain ingredients. That outcome is highly variable, so don't put too much stock in it, but this has Bifida ferment lysate, basically probiotics, Bifida ferment filtrate, Saccharomyces ferment, and Lactococcus ferment lysate. These things may also potentially aid in improving barrier recovery. Now, in addition to those ingredients, this also has niacinamide, again, EGCG, which is an antioxidant that comes from green tea, definitely has some evidence to support its inclusion in skincare for warding off oxidative stress that damages your skin and contributes to inflammation as well as, you know, premature skin aging. Copper peptide in it, which, you know, copper peptides, they may offer some anti-inflammatory benefit. They may potentially stimulate collagen synthesis, but the devil is in the details. A lot of gaps in knowledge around copper peptides. And it's got argireline. So argireline is that peptide that allegedly acts like Botox. I have a whole video on this, but you know, the likelihood that it actually gets into your skin to localize to the neuromuscular junction is very unlikely. At any rate, it is an ingredient that helps with moisture content in the skin. So far, I've had no problems with this. I just find that it's a nice hydrating liquid, I suppose you could say, that layers under my moisturizer just fine. I've had no issue with it. Is it the best fermented skincare product I have ever used? No. Is it bad? Is it good? I mean, it's kind of middle of the road. Now, I have received feedback from some of you who watch my vlogs that you didn't start seeing any kind of, major difference with this product until 2 bottles in. So I'll finish this one and consider going forward with another bottle. Definitely not something I would call a favorite holy grail, and certainly not a fail. Now, this next product I actually have not used at all in January. I was using this behind the scenes primarily, I want to say, throughout the end of October, November, and December. Maybe November and December. A good amount of time I used this. I stopped using it prior to using this Manyo Bifida product I just talked about. And it is from Maelove. Now, Maelove, as you guys know, I love their Fade Away Brightening Serum. So I was really excited to see they came out with a peptide serum, Peptide Squad Collagen Renewal Serum. This has Matrixyl 3000. Those are 2 peptides that, in theory, help with improving collagen production. I say in theory because these are largely industry-based claims. We need more research to prove that. It also has copper peptides, which again may help in building new collagen, may have anti-inflammatory properties. Now, rice peptides. So rice peptides contain enzymes in them that in theory inhibit collagen degradation. So it's got that. So those are sort of the peptides in this, and then it also has argireline as well, and that peptide that allegedly acts like Botox. And then in addition to those peptides, it has niacinamide again, panthenol, which is hydrating. It has hyaluronic acid, which is also hydrating, ceramides, good for the skin barrier, jojoba oil, an emollient, allantoin, anti-inflammatory, and green tea to ward off oxidative stress. I rather enjoyed this product. I found it was very hydrating, very soothing, felt like my skin looked a little brighter while I was using it. However, I did not find, for me personally, that the outcomes that I obtained with this were that significant to warrant me repurchasing this. I rather enjoyed it. I did find that it was beneficial, but not to the extent that would lead me to repurchase it. And actually, I found that it was very similar to my experience with the Ordinary's multi-peptide serum. The Ordinary's multi-peptide serum also is a copper peptide serum. In contrast to this, it has a few differences in the ingredients, but overall, like the experience using it, and the outcomes very similar. The Ordinary one is a little less expensive. So for me, the serum that I like and will go back to from Maelove is their Fade Away Brightening Serum, as opposed to this. I get a little bit more in terms of brightening with the Fade Away. But if you're someone who really finds that copper peptides work for you in your routine, you've been interested in this, I can attest to the fact that it is a good product, and it didn't cause me any problems. Now, that's not to say that it's going to be foolproof for everyone out there. Now, last but not least is a product that I actually purchased a long time ago, sometime in 2023, we'll say, and I have been using it off and on for months and months and months. And I'm making my way through it. I've used a substantial amount of it, enough to really tell you about it at length. It's from EltaMD, which is a brand that is kind of notorious for their sunscreens. EltaMD's Oil and Gel Cleanser. Now, this is a product that you would use to remove makeup, water-resistant sunscreen, kind of like an oil cleanser or a cleansing balm. But just as the name implies, it comes out as a thick, rich, clear, colorless gel. Kind of feels a little bit like that product from Johnson & Johnson, their baby oil gel, if you know what I'm talking about. Sort of like that. As you rub it over the surface of your skin, works nicely over the eyelid area, I will say, as well, to glide over your eyelashes. As you do that, your makeup starts to break up. It starts to, melt into almost this oily consistency. And it really does, what it's supposed to do, dissolves and breaks up the film of cosmetic residue. When you add water, there is a little bit of creaminess to the product, but not as much emulsification as I typically note with a cleansing oil, like one of the Japanese or Korean cleansing oils I'm always raving about, or one of the cleansing balms I'm always raving about, but it does get a little creamy. Rinsed off fine in the shower, and then of course I do a double cleanse, so I actually wash my face after that oil cleanse step. And in this case, you know, I would wash my face, and never had raccoon eyes with this, which is kind of my litmus test as to how good any type of makeup removal approach is. Does it leave me with raccoon eyes? Like, is there mascara residue under my eyes that I then have to come in with some other method to try and remove? This did not. So it works. It has lactobacillus pumpkin ferment. Again, theory may enrich for anti-inflammatory compounds. It has turmeric root extract, which may also be anti-inflammatory. It's fragrance-free. It does what it's supposed to do. Is it the best product I've ever tried for makeup removal? No, but it's not the worst. Like I said, it does what it's supposed to do. I think for the price though, I'm gonna stick with a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm. But if you are curious about this, wanna know what it's like, what it looks like, how it acts, how it performs, there you go. It's not a bad product. Everything I've mentioned in this video is, you know, good, nice, middle of the road, not, you know, an extreme of, oh my God, yes, or oh my God, stay away, right? So I think moving forward, I really like doing this style of video for you all instead of, you know, a favorites fails. Let me know what you think if you like this as well. Just giving me an opportunity to share with you a lot more of what I actually do try out, because over the years I have tried out many things, and then I sit there thinking to myself, well, how am I going to share this with the audience? Am I going to do a video all about the ingredient, or am I going to do a collection of different products similar to this and compare and contrast? And sometimes I just have analysis paralysis, and I never end up talking about the product, and it's like, dang, I mean, you know, I went through all that testing for nothing. So this kind of allows me to just say what I want to say about the product, get it to you guys in a video form, and move on. Let me know if that sounds good to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic February and that your 2024, oh my gosh, is going well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.